Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's show is brought to you by Personal Capital. For a free trial of Personal Capital, just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click the Personal Capital banner. Or go to PersonalCapital.com/TMOS. Again, click the Personal Capital banner on MikeO'MaraShow.com or go to PersonalCapital.com/TMOS.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store. And around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hello.
Hi.
So last night on Facebook, I posted a message saying that I'm going to get a little Irish today.
You're going to get your Irish up.
If I get Irish, and I meant emotional.
Oh, I thought you were going to fight Oscar.
No fighting, and everybody speculated.
I thought you were going to eat potatoes.
All this different stuff. It's not going to happen. This is a special week for me.
Thought you were going to be a policeman.
A huge... That's right, Clancy. Come out of the house. We'll be fighting today.
All right, I'm out of cliches.
No, I put it up there. A bunch of people were speculating. What's he talking about? What I said personal business. When I say personal business, I mean my personal life in a little moment. And sometimes when I do this, I like to preface it by saying I'm taking a moment to say a little something to somebody I love.
Oh, I thought you were going to open up O'Mara's 2.
No, it's nothing like that.
That's like Raffles 2, but different.
Maybe by putting personal business there, I confused people.
Well, I think our listeners are easily confused.
No, this is something that, we write letters sometimes, we give messages to people, or we talk to them. When you have a radio show and you have a microphone, you have an opportunity to not only write something, but to read it and then have your loved one listen to it. And this is for my daughter, Catherine, and I'm going to tell Catherine, who has no idea this is happening today on the show, that I wrote her a little letter, and I wanted to share it, and I'm going to jump on me. If I start to lose it, I told my listeners to do it last night. I'm telling you guys to do it. I want to be called on it.
I will not literally jump on you, though, because that would kill you.
I know, but what
I'll do is I'll interfere.
Okay.
Wait, so this is a love letter to your daughter?
No.
Hey, come on now.
I don't mean it that way. No,
this is a moment.
I mean in a nice way.
Yes.
You know what he's doing? He's being a guy who doesn't have kids.
Yes, he is.
He really does not get it.
Go ahead, smack him.
Do you remember you said you could never love like us?
No, because you guys are so selfless.
Yeah, that's me, and that's really him.
All right. So with all this buildup, which is silly because I just it's my own insecurities that I'm sharing with everybody. That's why I have all this buildup and this qualifying. Let me get right to it.
How could this possibly go wrong after this setup?
Here we go.
Ready, get ready, America. Here we go.
This is to Catherine from her father. This is me and a letter to my daughter. This is the week of her 18th birthday and her high school graduation. As I look back on this week of your 18th birthday and your high school graduation, I am truly stunned, and I really am, by how the time has passed so fast. Was it really 18 years ago that I held that bulky video camera and took shots of the doctors scrubbing outside the delivery room with my hands trembling so slightly that you had to really look closely to see it? You have grown up to be an amazing young woman, and I love you as much for your strengths as your sensitivity. Every time I look at you, my heart is filled with love and pride, and I know that the best is yet to come in your young life. My greatest sadness is the fact that I wasn't always under the same roof as you and your sister. And although I know it was for the best, I've always felt that my not being there let you down. I want you to know that you are in my heart wherever I am, and no matter where or what you will do, I will always be there for you no matter what. As I've said to you hundreds of times, I love you, UTTSAB, up to the stars and back. As you embark on so many personal journeys, I have one piece of fatherly advice. Keep doing what you are doing, because I love the person you have become. You are kind to other people. You work extremely hard. You love life and family. You have a strong spirit. You care about people who have less than you do. You make me laugh, and you love to laugh. I am so lucky and blessed to have two daughters who I love so very much. I didn't say it yet, but the love you show to your sister may be hard to see all the time, but I know, and you know, that it's there and it always will be. You have a new baby brother on the way, and I'm so glad that he'll have you in his life. We're most definitely the modern family, and we do not have what would be considered the traditional family structure. But what we do have is plenty of love to go around. Very few things are certain in this life, but one certainty is that my life is made better every day having all of you in it. So, my firstborn, happy 18th birthday, happy high school graduation, good luck at the University of Mary Washington, and I love you with all of my heart. It's a simple children's book, but the words apply today, just as they did so many years ago, and on this special week I've been thinking about the first time I read them to you. I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. I actually got through that.
Good job.
That's good.
Just about.
Congratulations to my daughter, Catherine Mary
That's
O'Mara,
awesome.
and let's start the show.
Yeah.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business. From the entertainment capital of the world.
I shall pass through this world but once. Any good, therefore, that I can do, or any kindness that I can show to any human being, let me do it now. Let me not defer or neglect it, for I shall not pass this way again.
Oh, Louise, I'm glad you dropped in. It's so nice to have company. Archie's been out all night driving Mr. Munson's cab. It was so lonely sleeping without him. But I made believe Archie was there by talking over the events of the day before I went to sleep. I talked and talked, but Archie didn't answer me. It was just like he was there. Oh, Archie, I'm so glad you're home.
All right. Take it easy, will you? I seen enough of that whoopee in the back of my cab all night.
How was your night?
Same as my day, only darker. And you're never going to drive that Friday night or Saturday morning shift no more. Every screwball in the city of New York is loose on the streets.
Morning.
Except one.
Thank you very much.
What are you doing up so early of a Saturday morning?
I'm getting breakfast for me and Gloria. We're going to have breakfast in bed.
Oh, listen to this. They do everything in that bed except sleep.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his Davenport, oh, that's so gay, here's Mike.
Live from Studio 1K in the Fiverplex Broadcast Center, this is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are downloaded worldwide 18 million times. We are powered by Encore Insurance. We're at MikeO'MaraShow.com, 102.9 FM WTNT, and KCJJ in Iowa. There we go. Couldn't say the mighty 1630. KCJJ in Iowa. I was so nervous reading that. I'm in my living room. I mean, I can't be any more in a more relaxed environment unless you like set up this podcast in my bedroom.
It's the culmination of an 18-year journey.
Yeah.
And it's a big deal.
It's
I do have one question, though.
I mean, I read it like over the weekend. I wrote it, and then I read it over the weekend, and I'm sitting there reading it to Carla. I'm going,
my question for you, you mentioned that you are truly the Modern Family. Are you Cam?
what's that?
Are you Cam in the Modern Family?
No, I'm Ed O'Neill.
Of course.
I'm completely Ed O'Neill. That's what I'm not Cam.
So can I be the Mexican boy? Because I'm sort of like an adoptive member, I guess. Yeah.
I understand. You've been around for a lot of it.
Long time.
Almost the whole ride.
I remember the birth.
So you have been there for
the whole ride.
God, you've been there the whole time.
Yeah, you would think I would be better by now, but I'm just the same.
18 years went by just like this.
Yes, it did, Mike.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday. So, it is a big week.
How did it go by?
It goes back in the blink of an eye. Everybody. Hey, listen. When a DJ's life passes quickly, this is what it sounds like. So this is the week. Wednesday night, a dinner that I'm throwing for Catherine and all her friends, and Carl and I are going to be there.
And
but
this
it's
is
going
the
to be
one.
all kids.
This is the one we discussed, where whether or not you should sit at the table.
Yeah, and I am sitting at the table.
And you will sit at the table
at her request.
Good.
I offered it to her. I didn't want to put her off by not doing it. Mm-hmm. She said, "Yeah, of course, Dad." And her line to me was, "We're beyond that.
Oh.
We're older.
Yeah.
We're older than
Which
that."
is nice.
I thought about that because there was a big to-do after the show ended one day when you're trying to figure out what you were going to do on that a wonderful night. You were going to throw a dinner for your daughter.
Right, exactly.
And Rob and I were, Rob had mentioned, he's like, well, the cool move to do is just have them sit at their own table.
Right.
You walk in another room and you just take care of the tab.
And I realized that Rob's kids and my kids, with a difference in age, at Julia's age, that's appropriate.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, and maybe a couple more years, like 13, 14.
What Julia would like is for me to drop her off at the table and then have me move to Fresno. And just send the bills along. She's not a big fan right now.
That's the dynamic you're at when Rob's kids are their age, because they kind of hate their parents and they're embarrassed by them.
Yeah.
Your parents your kids love you.
We don't, you know, I mentioned the reference that it is a sad thing when I reflect on the fact that I wasn't under the same roof, and I wanted to communicate that to her. And I said, although it was for the best, and I believe that, my life, and my ex-wife's lives, they've both improved since then. I mean, she found somebody, she's remarried. I found somebody, I'm remarried. I'm having a child with this wonderful woman that I married. The lives have still continued to intersect, but I think, sometimes, when you talk about a broken home, it's not only tough on the kids,
right?
It's tough on the mom and dad,
sure,
because you have that feeling of you've let them down, and I felt that way, and I always will feel that. Nothing changes that. But at the end of the day, we're all still together. We all love each other, and I wanted to convey that I'm extraordinarily proud of my daughter. I just think she's more. When we're on long car trips, this was the ultimate tell. We're coming back from a 14-hour drive up to Maine, and I missed a turn in Baltimore. I go by, I go the wrong way, and somebody said, "How can you do that?"
Yeah, I was like, first time, Mike.
You can do that because you're an idiot, and Carla and I start to snip, and we're going, well, and it's like 14 hours in the car, you're burned out. And I look in the back seat, and my daughter, who is 14 at the time, and I look in the back seat, and she is quietly turning the pages of the book that she has read. To the end. That was the moment I went, oh, she's a little more evolved than even I am. So no, and so 18, it's this is the very beginning. This is the first moment of a series of moments that are going to culminate with a great charity ride, and then me heading out of Dodge and going to my daughter's high school graduation.
Let me tell you something from the other side, because I come, as you know, from a broken home.
Yes, you do.
My parents divorced when I guess they split when I was in 3rd or 4th grade.
Okay.
But
tough age for that to happen.
Like you and your previous wife, they remained cordial. They remained in touch. My dad was always there, even though he wasn't there.
Right, as I will be at my ex-wife's house on Sunday with my wife Carla, and we're going to be there for the kids. That's the way it's got to be.
As a kid who went through it, you can do it, and it's cool, and it is the new normal.
Yeah.
And you're doing a great job with it, and I'm closer now with my father than I ever have been, and my mom. So it can be done, and you are doing it, and I congratulate you, because it ain't easy.
Where I turbo boosted the Modern Family aspect was planting the seed.
Of course.
That is that's where I immediately
little Manny O'Mara.
That's where I immediately took it into the stratosphere as far as the Modern Family and what we're doing.
Yeah,
perhaps
Norman Lear could write a show about you.
Yeah, so it's it's great. And it is amazingly emotionally charged.
Oh, it is.
We all have our little elementary school and our middle school graduations. They start graduations. I think they shouldn't do that. I think they should just let kids move on to the
high
next
school
grade.
is the funnest, though. From like
it's a big deal.
Even from a kid's or the kids that's graduating. High school was
massive.
a lot more fun than college for me, because in college you don't get to walk across the stage in the big stadium. They just announce your name, and that's it.
Yeah,
you have a smaller graduation.
I'm trying to remember my American University graduation.
It's just not the same. When you're in high school,
I snuck out of mine.
When you leave high school,
BS. I snuck. It was like 60,000 kids.
Oh, I went to my nephew's up at Colgate. Oh my God! It was a light, cold rain. It was horrible.
It's just so much more intimate.
Yeah, my high school graduation, and I know that there's actually a lot of Madison High School class of '89 that listened to the podcast.
Right.
It got rained out.
Yep.
I think it was a kid with the last name M was the last person that actually got their diploma. The rest of us had to come by the gym the next week and just pick it up. So I never got to walk.
I hope that right now I don't. Me in extended forecasts. I don't like them. I don't trust them.
But you love talking about them and worrying about them.
Well, I'll be worrying about it every day because not only do I have the bride.
We are now entering our 14th minute of Irish.
Yes, I
because
know.
you're worried about the weather this far out.
I am, of course, because it's the ride for the Warriors in the morning, and then graduation is at 6:00 in the evening.
Outside venue, right?
It's in the football stadium,
right?
And she's got a small class. I don't understand why they're doing it in the football stadium.
3 people.
I think it's just a big deal. Those type of things. Obviously, you've got extended family members and relatives coming into town. So
celebrities
and cleanup is a breeze.
Yes, and I'm really looking forward to the commencement address that I'll be giving the class.
Oh, I think that's great. Radio's Mike O'Mara giving the commencement.
It should. It should be. It really should be fantastic.
Well, you're gonna keep it real.
Are you gonna do the same old speech you do every year?
The standard one, Rob. From millions of high schools that have asked me.
The one you did at Purdue in 88?
Yeah. Do you have the?
I can get it for you. Give me 1 second. As we prepare, as Mike is taking the stage.
Don't leave. Stay at home with your parents.
I think your best, but less, least highlighted in your career when you've done this was at Northern Virginia Community College.
That was a good one.
The Manassas campus.
Right.
And it was strange because you got a motley crew there, but you were able to mix in some Spanish.
Yes.
Yeah.
As well as English, which was great for the bilingual families.
But what was great is that since it was at not anyone understood anything.
Hey, do we have the tape of the speech at Nova? Yeah. No, he's playing it. Greetings, graduates. A lot of people will tell you that you're embarking on a wonderful journey. I'm here to tell you, if you stay in the Northern Virginia area, nothing could be further from the truth. It is a nasty, horrible, mean world out there. All people care about is getting that granite countertop. That's all people give a rat's ass about. They don't care about you. This is just like they don't care about their fellow commuters. What I would suggest is, I know you're going to be tempted to get a small European or Japanese import with a 4-cylinder engine. If I can implore you, as you hit the highways and byways around Northern Virginia and Maryland and Washington, D.C., up into a 6 or an 8, really. If you have the extra pickup, you can get around those other commuters. And really, nothing makes me more satisfied than to leave a little Toyota Corolla in the dust as I'm driving along Route 66. I know you might think I'm dwelling on transportation, but I'm very, very, very frustrated.
Yes.
And remember, the Northern Virginia motto, we will seat you in 85 minutes. Thank you. Granite countertops. RC Kitchens is good.
Great address.
Thank you.
That was really good.
Yeah,
So you can just
great.
modernize that one. That'll be fine.
You know that Burt guy that he was doing legitimate. They all had to write their commencement addresses.
Oh
no! They
So-
actually wrote them.
So his was like a legitimate one, and it's just you can't do that.
Rat
We're
disc
jockey.
We're disc jockeys. We're not supposed to tell people.
Have
what
you
they're-
ever been asked to speak at a commencement?
That's a negative.
Yeah, me neither.
No. Have you ever been asked back to your high school for any reason?
No,
Really?
no. I left the area though. See, you're in
That's
the area.
true.
You've been asked back, and you always go, don't you?
I've been once.
You've been one time.
Once. They asked me to do color at a football game.
Oh my god!
And I panicked because, I don't follow sports games. And that was the time that I was hanging out with Matt Elliott.
They asked you to do color commentary. Did you play that for us?
No, we never taped it.
Of course we did.
So, but this was many, many years ago. This is verging on 20 years ago.
Wow.
So I came back and I panicked. So Matt Elliott, who is a pro football player, sat behind
And
me.
a man who wanted to have his way with you.
That's right. And for not the first time, Mike sat behind me.
Right.
And told
Yeah,
me
he
what
did.
to say. And after less than a quarter, they gave me a sweatshirt and thanked me for my time.
Oh,
The guy that does the PA and really that's kind of it's the public address system play-by-play.
Yes.
At my daughter's high school games. I cannot stand his accent.
What's that?
Whose
Oh,
words?
is it Townie?
Him or the guy at JetBlue Park?
I hate them both. Maybe that's my new thing. I hate all PA announcers if it's not me.
No, you don't hate Phil Hochberg. He was great.
Phil Hochberg.
He was my neighbor.
And
Was
I like,
he really?
Yeah.
And I love Wes Johnson.
Wes is great.
Wes is
nice
terrific.
fella.
But this guy is like, touchdown, flew van.
Oh no!
Down, 1st and 10, flew van. It is 3rd down and 5 for Kettle Run.
Is he a teacher?
No, I don't know what he is, but it's just it's a
Pain in the ass is what he is.
Yeah, I don't think
Fluvanna.
those guys get paid.
Flew
for the
van. No,
most
they
part.
don't. No, they don't. No.
They do it for
But
the love of the game.
If they had come to me as my daughter was going into her junior year and they had said, we'd like you to do that, I might have pulled the trigger on it, you know.
It's not a bad
Good
gig.
afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Kettle Run High School.
Oh, that would have been cool.
It's not a bad gig, and then you can say, hey, I give back.
Yeah, I give back. I love doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun.
And then as you're eyeballing the crowd and watching the game, you say, get your arm off my daughter.
It should be a student. It should be a student that does PA, in my opinion.
First and 10th, Luvanna. There we are.
I know.
I'm not sure it should be a student.
I know PA at the American University Eagles games. There, I mean, people were killing themselves to get.
Well,
that gig.
AU, that's a broadcast school.
Yeah,
you
people-
got pros there.
Everybody
Oh,
wanted.
Yeah.
I went to a new
The
place.
Goy didn't have a chance.
So, who advances the ball?
in your
Don't
old
touch the pigskin.
in your old stomping grounds that you would absolutely die for.
Yes.
And I was like, if Mike O'Mara went to school here,
Mm-hmm.
every American University student would be at this place. It's
Right.
it's like a deli / gourmet market.
Really?
I had a brisket sandwich in the middle of the day yesterday. It was perfect,
Where was this?
fresh. And
Where?
you know I don't like brisket.
I was going to say,
I
I'm
usually get
surprised,
a hamburger.
surprised you're on your feet today.
Yes.
Was this in my old neighborhood or
Yeah,
what?
no, in American University.
Oh, on the campus?
It's maybe a block down.
Really?
Sick. I took pictures. I was so excited for it.
You know what the best
Sunday
place,
place.
the best food place ever at American University, and Mark, did we eat there? I'm trying to think.
I
where-
don't think we did.
I-
No.
or was it Kirk? It was Kirk McEwen and I. We went in.
Well,
and
you
I,
could get us easily confused.
I took him to Steak and Egg.
I've been. Oh no! I'm
And isn't
taking
it
egg.
technically the Steak and Egg Kitchen? Isn't that the full name?
It
You're
was-
better than that place.
Oh, Steak and Egg. It's not what it used to be.
no!
No, well,
It
you
is-
know why?
It is really just-
Because you're not hungover and trying to beat the hangover.
No.
If I were
No.
to go to the Piccolas of Italy
No, I'm
in
gonna-
Richmond,
No, I'm going to tell you why it was the greatest.
Okay.
Why it was the great. It was not a run-of-the-mill little egg place. It was the main chef there that was there in the wee hours
Oh wow!
was a former Benihana chef.
so did he throw the food around?
He threw the food around.
Did he really?
He could take an egg, crack it, and I don't know how he threw the eggs around the way he did, but it was incredible.
Ancient
He had
Chinese secret.
He had that flat kind of spatula
Yeah.
device that he used, and he'd do the ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling like that. Oh my God, it
My
was
kids-
fantastic. I love. We would sit there, at 3:00 in the morning, just
hammered.
mesmerized by this guy. Oh, drinky,
Yeah.
drinky, fingers stinky.
That might be a good place to bounce back.
Speaking of, are you still on the wagon?
Yeah, I'm still on the wagon.
Oh, wow.
10 days today. 10 days sober, everybody.
And I get closer and closer to that $50
$50.
bill. $50
Labor
bill.
Day.
Yeah, it's I'm chugging on that.
Congratulations.
It's not. I said this to somebody.
One day
here.
at a time, Mike. One day at a time.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
I said this to somebody over the weekend. I am not the kind of guy that, where I would wake up on a Saturday with my hands shaking. It's not that kind of
Well, certainly not after 10
alcohol
days.
dependence.
Day 3, maybe.
You've gotten through the rough part.
You have gotten through the rough part.
So, I'm
Mike O'Mara, another lost weekend. Here's my buddy Ray Milan.
No, it was a great weekend. It
Great.
was fantastic. We
What
had
was the highlight of your weekend?
the yard sale?
Oh, that's right. You had that merchandising.
Yeah, the yard sale.
And
was
by the way,
fantastic.
don't think I'm not just
Tell
a
you
little
more about
bitter.
that later.
I'm not just a little bitter
Why is
that I didn't get to help with the price.
Yeah, usually we price
We did that 2 years ago. We didn't do that last year, so we're not doing it this
But I
year.
like it.
No, but the thing is, you just kind of wing it. You learn that. You don't put tags on everything because people just come up and they say they like to go, how much is this? And then there's haggling. And Carla and her mom, they don't like me at the yard sale. I'll tell you in a bit.
Did your
Okay.
clientele,
Okay.
Mike, did the clientele that came out to your house, did they put the hag in haggling?
No. There's a certain type that comes to the yard sale that I...
Really? Did Mark come by?
No.
Hey.
What?
No, I will tell you later.
Did you have a currency exchange?
I promise you,
7.8 pesos
I will
to
tell
the
you.
dollar.
yeah, what was your rate? Was it better than the bank?
Or save a look to the airport.
I will tell you about the yard sale coming up. But just to wrap up the whole high school graduation thing, I'm glad I got through that moment because I'm just so proud of my daughter that to not only is she graduating high school, but she's grown up really to be a wonderful kid to be around, a pleasure to be around.
We've
Yeah,
all experienced it. She's great
Yeah,
company.
we still laugh, we still hang out together, and I think that's going to get better and better. I'm looking forward to that. And it's tough. I think when you're bringing a new baby brother into the world, that's tough for them. It's not, it's not a lock. It's not like, oh my God, no. They're filled with different emotions. Their father is having a child with another wife.
Yes, but you did wait. Kid. You did wait long enough that you do have a two-tiered, built-in babysitting system.
I do, baby.
Good thinking, Mike O'Mara.
And as a tribute to Carla took it so slowly with my daughters that it was never, I'm going to be your mommy. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to, I'm not replacing. And it really worked. Ultimately, it worked. It took a long time. These things do take a long time. And now I'm really excited. I will have this Christmas, I will take the only Christmas card picture that I've ever taken of my family. I don't do them very often, but this is going to be the group photo.
Would you like Julia to take it? She's quite a good photographer.
Is she really?
She actually is.
Of course, yeah, that's great.
You arrange it, and I'll bring her over.
How much?
No charge.
No charge.
That's right. Yeah,
fantastic.
Of course, we'll have licensing agreements.
All right, now listen. We're going to get to this early in the show today. That's why I didn't want to get all started with the yard sale. But I want to tell you, the Raw shows are coming up next week.
Yes,
we are going to be taking a 1-week hiatus, and we are going to have 3 Raw shows for you on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The Raw series
over 3 hours of amazing entertainment, and I'll say this again. I said it last week. It's us the way you've never heard us before. It's truly behind the scenes.
Yeah, don't judge us, please.
No, please don't. Well, you can. You know what?
We're based on the material, human beings.
No. Based on the material in this series, you can judge Oscar. You can judge me. You can judge Jimmy. Just don't judge Mike.
Really?
And I did the best I could. I did the best I could for you, buddy.
Really? Did I come off that horribly?
Episode 3 is a little dicey.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. Well, it's real me. I'm pissed off at everybody.
Episode 3, I'm sorry.
Mike's redeeming qualities, though, they do show up in the videos. He's not nearly as bad as what you're making it out to be in the audio.
I know. We sing in the videos.
Now, let me tell you that the video will be available for free when you buy the 3 Raw series shows.
The package,
so that's the whole package, and I'm really excited about it. So today, without further ado, let's get to the next clip of Spring Break 2013 Raw.
This is from episode 3, as a matter of fact, and to call us crispy might be an understatement.
Okay.
Today we focus on Oscar versus the English language.
The Mike O'Mara Show's Raw Spring Break 2013. When you'll hear Oscar Santana say,
Dateline, March 9th, 2013. Heading north on 95, about to enter North Carolina. Wondering, what are we looking to... me.
Hey!
Like 20 takes for that.
That's the best one we had.
Thanks.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Don't miss it. This is good stuff, folks.
Did I mention the Man Grade ad at the beginning of our show?
No, you didn't.
I don't think you did.
Did I mention that this segment was brought to you by Man Grades?
Really?
The grill enhancement system.
Love them.
Father's Day is coming up fast. You need your Man Grates. They're made in America. 100% American cast iron grilling grates. They're revolutionizing the way people
They
grill.
are. And
Excuse me?
What is wrong with me today? Steak, chicken, veggies,
eggs.
Never tasted so good. You don't want to cook eggs on them.
No.
As much as I love Man Grates, you don't want to cook eggs on them, okay?
No, not
so
even
please
hard-cooked
don't do
eggs.
That. Named one of the best grilling accessories by Men's Health magazine, Man Grates make the perfect Father's Day gift. Get Man Grates for your dad or yourself. Click their ad on our website or go to mangrate.com. Enter the code TMOS, and you'll get our special price, just $19.99, and our custom Mike O'Mara Show grill brush, everybody.
So glad you brought that up. What I do with my grill brush is I tie a string around it so I don't forget to do my reads.
The Man Grate Grill Enhancement System. Now we will take a break, and we will come right back, everybody.
I'll get you one way or another.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. We had a fascinating meeting over the weekend, Rob and I did, with the folks from Personal Capital.
This is the coolest thing.
2 things. We have all established this already. They suck about managing your money. The 2 things that suck, it's hard to keep track of what you got.
Yes.
So many people have a bank account. They have a 401k over here. They have this over here. They have that over here. And you need your own username and your own password for each different account, and you can't take care of it. The second thing that sucks is you sometimes pay someone to manage it for you.
How many times in these trying times have you paid someone to lose money for you?
Exactly.
That sucks.
There was a brilliant comment by one of the guys at Personal Capital who I talked about the fact that I don't pay attention to this because I'm so aware of other people that have their business school degrees,
right,
and they can do a better job for you. And what he said to me, I will never forget it as long as it's, well, I know they know the ins and outs of the market, but pretty much a lot of what these guys know about is how to separate you from your money.
Yeah, they're very good at that.
And that was just suddenly that moment.
Yep.
At Personal Capital, they're here to help. I love them. It takes under 1 minute to set up your account at Personal Capital. Just go to personalcapital.com/TMOS or click the Personal Capital banner on MikeO'MaraShow.com. Then you can see your whole net worth, how each asset is performing in one screen on your computer through their app on your iPhone also or on your tablet.
Oh, the tablet is amazing. You just flip around with your finger. You're done in a minute. It's
then,
so cool.
The other cool thing about it is they will show you, if you have a money manager who you are paying fees to, it will show you how you're doing in relation to not only the performance of whatever your stocks are, your mutual funds, but they're also going to show you how the fees taken out affect that. And they show you what your real bottom line is.
Stuff that you wouldn't normally see.
Absolutely. It is ahead of its time. It really is time that people start getting a real handle on their money, and you can go there and do it right now. This thing is the smart way to make your money grow. Personal Capital. It grows quicker, and it's run by the former CEO of PayPal. Totally free.
Yes.
That's the important thing to remember. To sign up for free, go to personalcapital.com/TMOS or just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click the Personal Capital banner and start getting control of your own money today.
Do it.
It's terrific. All right. I had the yard sale this weekend.
Yard sale.
I would like to thank a particular community. It's very important to...
okay.
Every year...
There we go.
Listen, without the Hispanic population of Manassas, I would not have a yard sale.
You know, the Hispanic
it would
community
not exist.
Is so unpredictable, whereas some of them are buying your junk, others are eating kosher brisket sandwiches. You can never tell what the Hispanic will do.
Well, the bottom line is, with population trends, there are going to be, probably within my lifetime, your governors and your senators, we're going to have more Hispanics in government. We're going to have greater population centers, and it's just the dance of immigrants in America. I mean, that's the way it's worked.
It's
with
a festive
Italians
native dance, Mike.
and the Irish and everything else.
Maybe a hat in the center.
I love my Hispanic brothers and sisters.
Yes, I do too.
And I especially love them when I have a yard sale. Now, that is not
And why is that?
That is not to say that I do not love the White Devil as well.
Now,
El Diablo Blanco.
A
Most
question
of my
about
friends
the white
are white.
The white devils that
Yes.
patronize your yard sale, and this is something that you brought up last week.
Isolate that one. Most of my friends are white.
Yeah, they are.
Just for the record, most of my friends are white.
And many of them aren't even friends, just acquaintances.
Really? That's true.
But when the white person shows up to patronize your yard sale,
Yes.
Mike, are they the kind that might have a flag in their car?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Okay, good.
We sat out there and we decided this year we're going to set up at 7 o'clock in the morning and get it started.
No early birds, Mike. That's my pet peeve at a yard sale.
Well, you know, we set it up at 7 o'clock and we were ready to go at 7, and then we wrapped it up by noon. And by noon, we're all
Not
done.
bad.
Not a whole day sitting out there with people picking over the leftovers.
Now,
I don't
you had
want
good
that.
weather.
We had very good weather.
Right.
It was,
and the train festival?
It was a little warm. We had the train festival in town.
Choo-choo.
You remembered.
I did. I almost wanted to come out, but I decided I wanted to enjoy my day.
You remember.
It's the train.
So the
now, just
yes,
again,
go ahead.
a quick refresher.
Go
The
ahead.
train festival is a bunch of model trains with adults wowing and oohing around them.
It's a bunch of guys you would think that probably have some like dead bodies in their crawl space that sit there, 60-year-old men with trains and wearing the engineer hat. It's a big bucket of crap.
I think it's fantastic. It's really when your excited community comes together because a train goes near your house.
You think of things like the Newport Jazz Festival, and you
I
even
can't
think of
imagine.
the Renaissance Festival. You think of what they could do in this town, and what do they have?
They can't.
They have a choo-choo train festival.
Mike, they are not
because
qualified.
the tracks go right through town, appropriately enough. It sucks. And they set there. What it is, they have a big pavilion, a beautiful pavilion up in the middle of Old Town Manassas, which could have incredible bands all day long.
Live music.
No, that's it. That's fun. No, we're going to have a bunch of guys set up plywood tables and put Lionel trains up there.
Mike, it really could be
Welcome
called-
to the land of suck.
It could be called the Sawhorse Festival.
It's ridiculous. Next week, what are we going to have? The Model Airplane Festival?
Oh, I like when do the Civil War reenactors come into town in their woolen outfits?
Last year was a huge one when it was like 113 degrees.
Yeah, that was great.
They had to cancel it.
They had a big festival and no one came.
They said, there's going to be some issues with street parking.
Yeah, now, since this is Manassas, are you making sure we focus just as much on the Confederacy as although, we're close to the nation's capital. Let's make sure that we focus on the Confederacy, the daughters of the Confederacy.
As we examine the 150th anniversary of battles held nearby, let us not focus on the victor. Let us just focus on the history.
You remember last year on the show, I told you about that pickup truck that I saw with some just heinous bumper stickers all over.
Oh, yeah.
Confederate flags everywhere.
Sure.
And he was a reenactor.
Sure, of course he was.
And I know that he only put the gray on.
Yeah, well, they don't tend to reenact battles from the end of the war.
Yeah.
So they like them when it's early on. Happier battles.
So the Choo Choo Festival that they have here was held in town. And, even though it's not something that I consider to be my cup of tea, I truly, I decided, hey, because people are coming into town, this is a good enough weekend enough to have it.
Sure.
And Josh, our pack mule, the hardest working intern in show business, helped my wife and her mom get all their crap out of the attic and get it out on the street.
And then he was off to the pavilion to say, is that HO skill?
And they did it. They did it whilst I was doing the show. I came out and everything was ready to go.
Quiet as a mouse.
So I get up at about 5:20 a.m. on Saturday morning, and my big job is to bring the outdoor furniture up from the garage up to the main floor.
Oh, that's a suck job.
And that is a suck job. It's the only suck job I got.
Were you able to do it by yourself? Because the table is pretty big, right?
Yeah, I did it myself, and then I had to put the yard sale signs out on the street, and that's my
What's your radius?
The radius is just down at the corner of 234 and Grant.
Yeah.
And down in Old Town on the corner of Grant, and then up at 234 and Portner.
Do you mean signs were not up in advance?
No, I put them up the morning of.
Oh, man, that's a tragic mistake.
Rob, there's one thing we don't have to worry about.
Traffic.
Okay.
Do you write?
We get traffic.
Mike O'Mara's radio?
No, but the next one we do.
Radio's Mike
Radio's Mike
What is
O'Mara.
he trying to bring in dyslexic
En español.
Mexicans? Yeah,
hey,
right.
Mark, would you be a dear and find out if Vistaprint can do yard sale signs?
I think they can, but I will find out for sure.
Señor
I forgot
O'Mara
to go-
de la radio está vendiendo sus cosas.
I decided to
How do you
go.
say yard furniture?
I have no idea.
It was Carla's glass table with the 2 seats that we sold.
Wow. Oh, wow.
At a bargain price.
They caught a deal?
Yeah, but everybody caught it.
Well, sometimes it's best just to get the stuff out of the house.
The other thing you learn is we've given up trying to, make the killing. You don't do. You just, everybody knows, if you're going to sell like a clothing item that's like a shirt or pants, it's $1.
Yep.
It's $1.
$1?
Yeah, it's $1.
A peso?
A peso. One peso.
One garment, $1?
Right.
For some of your glorious slacks?
Yes. And you get the man of larger carriage.
Oh, it's like a holiday.
That walks into my yard and all of a sudden
Jackpot.
goes, oh my God!
They do have yard signs, Mike.
They do? Mm-hmm. Awesome.
I'll buy 75 sport jackets.
So they came early, they came often, and my neighbor across the street was having one. Manassas was one giant yard sale.
So it almost sounds like, even though you hate the train festival, it was
Yes.
a positive day for you and the Zit.
I don't think the train festival really had all that much to do with our yard sale success. What had to do with our yard sale success is the unbelievably supportive Hispanic community that comes out early in the morning with their families, and they come out looking for stuff they can really use.
And you also
that's why I love those people at my yard sale. Those people.
You have your niche market because you did not sell any used tires.
No.
You leave that to the professionals.
I do.
Llantas usadas.
What's one thing that you sold that there's always, because, in general, I think most DJs are pack rats. Just a little bit.
Yeah,
There's got to be something about.
Not me.
About something you sold that you're like, but I know I got to get rid of it.
Yeah, a couple of my Harley jackets.
Oh, wow.
No, those
$1?
Those couldn't have been $1.
I have one Harley jacket. I have 2 Harley jackets that I wear all the time, and from different events I've done and whatever, I've gotten a couple of jackets over the years that I just never wear. They sit on that rack, and I don't touch them. And, maybe a little pang of despair when I got rid of those. But really, I don't. At this age, I don't give a rat's ass about
That's
stuff
true.
anymore. I just want to get it out of the house.
What sold that surprised you? What didn't sell that surprised you?
The golf clubs that were like smaller size golf clubs that I've had for years.
Right.
And we've had them at 3 yard sales, and they sold within the first hour.
Really?
And I was really, really
That's
happy
cool.
about that at a better price than I would have expected.
Excellent.
Nice. They sold for $75.
Nah, look
And
at
I
that.
was-
I would have
it was
guessed-
a good start to the day.
I would have guessed that would have been a good total for the day.
It was no, the total for the day was over $600.
Oh, wow.
We got tons of crap.
That's pretty good.
We got the ride this weekend, then we're doing another one after that. Until this house is empty, we're giving away everything. The prices are insane. We'll
They're
take a break
huge.
and come back with more. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. Sing a song, everybody.
Not your cup of tea, babe?
Hey, it wasn't my cup of tea. This portion of our program is brought to you by Avalara. I want to talk to you about sales taxes. For anyone who has ever owned or worked for a business that sells products or services, you know that sales tax laws in this country can be frightening, and Avalara is here to help. There are 11,000 taxing jurisdictions in the U.S., all with different rules. If you sell products or services in more than one place, you need the help that Avalara can provide.
You could have used them at the yard sale. If you weren't taking all that money under the table, you
They're
crook.
probably dealing with slightly higher profit margins.
I don't know, 600 bones.
Get it right. Let the experts at Avalara help you right now.
When?
Right now. It's the premier sales tax software for all businesses. If you are a TMOS listener and you call today, Avalara will offer you a free 60-day trial with no obligation. Go to salestaxrescue.com today and get the tax help you need. That's salestaxrescue.com or call 800-256-3139. That's 800-256-3139. Stop worrying.
Yeah.
Talk to the experts at Avalara today. It's easy. It makes sense. And you can get started right now.
When?
Right now.
Good.
At salestaxrescue.com or 800-256-3139. And we thank you for that in advance. So, one of the things I do at the yard sale that Carla well, really not Carla's mom, but Carla hates it.
What?
Carla is much sweeter than I am in most circumstances.
I can't possibly see that.
The roles change at a yard sale.
I would think, that being said, I would think you are a tremendous asset to the yard sale because you know what you are? You're an entertainer. And you can keep them there and you can make them feel special.
There are people that I react to in a way that annoys Carla because if a little kid comes into the yard and picks up like a toy, I'm very often likely to go, "It's yours.
Just take it."
And Carla looks at me and just goes, because Carla
you know
has
what?
this idea for the total in her mind.
You want to
know?
be loved. You want to be loved by everyone. You want to be loved by strangers. You want to be loved by family.
Like one kid picks up Battleship.
Yes.
And it was the Battleship game.
Yeah.
And I said, you
And
like
that's what
that?
it's called on the
I
box,
said, you
the
like that
Battleship
game?
game.
And the kid looks at me, and this is the look I get. This is what kills me. I said, you like that game? And the kid goes, I said, why don't you take that? That's free. You can have that.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
And Carla was down with that one, too. And then you see the kid running back to his car, and it's, when you're a little kid,
Yeah, that's
and,
true.
and you get something for free.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's incredible.
Now, do you make sure?
It's things. We're gonna die, for God's sake.
That's
Take
really
it.
cool.
Do you make sure the parents know that you gave them a little taste, and then they should give you some money later?
In my own mind,
Yes.
When I do that, and if there are parents around, I don't do it for that reason. But at the same time, after the giveaway, it's like, okay, hey mom, you might want to not haggle over that $1 sweater.
Okay, then let me ask you. I'm going to give you two scenarios. You tell me what's closer to the truth. Then.
Okay.
Was scenario A, do you like that game? Why don't you take it? Or was it scenario B? Well, if you like that game, take it for free. And thank you for coming to Mike O'Mara's yard sale.
In between.
Tell everybody.
Do you like the game of Battleship? Are those your parents over there? It's yours.
Scene.
And
Take that to
scene.
Take that to your village. Let everybody know I'm open till 5.
And here, I want you to have my necktie.
Free.
Free.
I just hope they, and sometimes they'd buy something, sometimes they wouldn't. Then there was a creature.
Oh.
Now these people you have to watch out for at yard sales.
Yes. What?
The elderly women.
Okay.
The elderly white women.
How old?
anywhere from 45 to 75.
Hate to think that 45 is elderly, but okay. And
Well, these are women that probably haven't taken care of themselves all that well.
Do they lean
So they
towards-
look a little older. It's about,
Do they
let's
lean
go-
heavy?
Let's go. They all know all sorts of shapes and sizes.
Okay.
But there's one common thread.
What's that?
They are coming into my yard
Right.
to rip me off. And if they can't find their fucking knick-knack,
Hey.
if they can't find their little knick-knack to oh, this is worth thousands, and they missed it.
That's what they...
I know who they
you
are.
hag bitch!
It's the Antiques Roadshow. Like they're,
Yes,
they're the
wannabes.
scavengers. They're
Yeah.
the scavengers.
They are not interested in anything for their homes. They are taking their little pointed talons and picking up the knick-knack or antique that they think is a fine steal.
This is the
here
reason
to rip me off, and they can go to hell.
This is the reason I hate American Pickers.
Yes.
I should love that show.
Right.
But the whole thing is based on fleecing old people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that woman was out to, and all those women were out to fleece you.
They come through, and I said, by the end of the yard sale, I was saying to Carla, here's another no sale. And what they do is they
so
come by.
your mood turned.
Oh, no. No, my mood would turn every time one of these birds.
Every time Elmira Gulch came over?
One time one of these Miss Jane Gulch would land in the yard. When this crow would land in the yard, I would know. I'd say, here's a no sale. Here's a no sale. You see them coming. They come by, and you'd say, and I would pointedly say, good morning. And you would get, this would be the response. Okay, and they don't touch anything.
They're just scouting.
They do a flyby. They're
probably going to
breeze
70
through.
yard sales.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
They're sitting there. They take their little hawk bitch wings and fly to the next yard.
Ellen Corby doesn't have time for you.
Did you sell your Superman #1 comic?
Action Comics #1, yeah.
Yes,
it was ripped.
Do you have any perhaps porcelain things that I could look at? Are there any?
You know what? I know one thing.
Are there any artifacts?
Did anyone ask for Hummels? I don't want to overlook your Hummels. Do you have any Hummels?
Walter,
Hummels?
you'll never.
This is what gets their nut.
Yes, their old woman nut.
When they're out there, they say,
Walter, I found something. Bring the checkbook.
I know that like somebody there's some
Checkbook.
old fart in the car. They're looking for steals.
Of course.
Yes.
They're looking for this one came by and said,
Do you have any small tables?
yeah, like from the Civil War. Get out of my yard. Get out of my yard and don't hit the Hispanic people that are looking at sweaters. They're going to actually contribute to my yard sale.
That's
you
my
hag.
pueblo.
Those are my people.
Do you think
I love them.
the backbone of your of the
I
yard
even
sale-
put on the Gypsy Kings later on.
I should be offended by that,
You should be.
but I'm not.
No, I took my little Bose speaker and I hid it in the bushes, and I was playing things
And
like
got 3 offers on it.
Rod Stewart, and then it's like I was so happy. I'm like, Bombolena, Bombolena.
There you go.
Now, do you think that obviously some of the big sales were the golf clubs and the furniture, but
Yes.
was the backbone of your sale?
This is the.
Was it clothing?
I put this in there, and then when I put this on, Carla and her mother turned around and looked at me like this. They went, and I'm like,
You know what? We know what you did. You did something that I would get yelled at during this show. You'd
Right.
say, "You're stereotyping. That's not appropriate."
but it's out of love. It's out of love. I love these families that come in. I love the kids.
I used to say that too.
I love the kids that come in the yard. And I want to give them free stuff. I
But
really
not
do.
free sweaters.
No,
Cash only on the sweaters.
And because you're Latin, you love the Gypsy Kings.
yeah, but it's just I love the Gypsy.
Este gringo.
I do love the
Está
Gypsy.
tocando toda esa
this,
música.
This is my iPod. I love the Gypsy.
But this is the only thing you have that's Latin based.
I have Santana. Here we go. Take what you want, kids. How about a little battleship game?
Oh, look, it's El Battleship.
Hey, do me a favor. Here's some scissors. Stab that 65-year-old white woman in the thigh. No, it was.
I won't rot you out.
But that was my little contribution. I hid my little Bose speaker. I hid it in the bushes.
You provided ambiance.
And it was great. I was jamming to the
It's
tunes.
like going to Disney.
It was
Hidden speaker.
So the total take between Carla and her mom, not bad.
Now, did
Still
you
got some junk left over?
Did you try to sell hot dogs or sopatillas?
No,
or
I
anything?
asked because I'm not drinking, so I got bored, and I'm like, "Hey, why not fire up the charcoal grill?" No, they both said to me, "No,
That's like
No, you can't. We didn't make any money off of that.
that's found money though. It's found money.
Well, no, but I mean, nobody bought the hot dog.
Well, what you need is then maybe
that's just for
chorizo.
Mike.
How about chorizo?
Yeah, a little spicy chorizo.
Yeah, you need again
I'd love
bomboleo
to.
and
You know what?
chorizo.
The next one, I'm going to bring out the charcoal grill,
You got to roast a pig.
and I'm a
Front yard.
Yeah, dig up the front
right.
yard. Neighbors love that.
That's cost effective.
Yeah.
That's like the whole price of the yard sale right there.
And it might damage the crepe myrtle. We won't damage the crepe myrtle.
another little issue we had. Yeah, don't walk in the beds. Please don't walk in the beds.
Oh, because it's so it's beautiful.
A little time into the yard this year, little flowers out front.
Yeah.
So please don't walk in the beds. But the ladies, there was a certain type, and they're just not pleasant. They're not pleasant. They almost look like they're smelling something when they come through. It's like,
You know what? They lack the gene to be grandmotherly.
yeah, right, exactly.
Because there are old women that I love that are just very kind, very sweet.
There were a few. Not really. Not really. Not. There
But
were
maybe
not
not in this setting because the good ones are at home making cookies.
Yeah, and then we had
Yeah,
some
or
neighbors.
another zip code.
We had some neighbors come by that were, and they were cool. My buddy Richard over there and his
Well,
wife.
no,
Nancy.
he's an exception to the rule.
No, but
Richard's
they
a saint.
They were having their own yard sale, and they,
How were their stuff? How was their
Their
stuff?
stuff's good. They've got like some furniture and stuff, and
Did they have any small tables?
They love doing it because they could give a rat's ass.
Right.
There's not a mercenary bone in their bodies. They're doing this just to hang out on a Saturday.
Sure.
And I said, "How's that part of the mall doing, Richard?"
The mall.
And really, I think any other neighbor that would have a yard sale on the same day as
Competing.
I would definitely
I'm
have that
shocked.
competition.
No, but it's great. You know what? It's more action in the neighborhood. It actually benefits you.
You are so knowledgeable. We ought to have you come by for the next one.
I will. You know what? I'll assist with the grilling and the selling of food.
I don't think I could sell food.
More soda pop?
You have to have a bigger event than the Train Choo Choo Festival in Manassas to sell stuff.
What if we rented a cotton candy machine?
Why don't you just stop?
Oh, then
Wouldn't that be great?
I'd be here for that.
And think about the patter.
Put some Cheetos in there.
Step right up. Who wants cotton candy? Sweetest in town.
I have to share this story with you because I felt this was worthy of our discussion.
Yeah.
I normally would save this for news you may not need, but I had to isolate this particular story.
This is our new spotlight.
This is a huge story. You're going to be hearing a lot about
Okay.
this. Actor Michael Douglas says that his throat cancer was caused by a virus he contracted by performing oral sex. on
HPV.
women.
Yeah.
HPV.
So he says.
That's what he's. The Guardian newspaper published an interview on Monday where Douglas. Is that today or was it a week ago Monday? I don't know. It says Douglas blamed that act
right.
for the grave malady that he was diagnosed with in 2010. The 68. It's just. I don't know why he's saying.
Well,
this.
you know why? It's the same
I
thing.
mean, it could be cancer. Is not. You can't say
Wasn't he a
that's
smoker,
what caused
too?
it.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing that he said, well, the reason is I'm a sex addict. What
Right.
it is he's saying I'm awesome without saying I'm awesome. It's a great mix. It's you know what? I do this for my women, but I got cancer.
How do you think Catherine Zeta-Jones feels?
Horrible, I would think.
Well, maybe very good.
You know what? There is that, too.
As a way of saying thanks, she took care of every copay. She said, Michael, you can't be sure. Let's run a test.
Oh.
Just ran it.
I hurt my tooth. She's grateful. Oh Jesus! I'm not. You look at her now. You see, they showed a picture on TV of the two of them, and I can't think of anything but him. This is right after he's gotten. He's been sitting there bent over the bed with Matt Damon in bed.
There's so many images dancing in your head. Has he had any other famous girlfriends?
I think he's
Women?
probably been.
I know
with a
he's
lot of
been
his
with
co-stars.
I know he's been with, but I mean, like any lengthy relationship.
Oh, I don't know. That was the most famous relationship that I knew about.
Yeah.
I thought he was like a consummate bachelor.
He
for a
was
while.
never with Carl Malden, was he?
He was married before Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Did he leave his wife for Catherine Zeta-Jones?
He
did?
He got not because of Catherine Zeta-Jones. I think during his sex addict time, that's what doomed their marriage.
Did he ever? Was it confirmed? Did he ever have a relationship with Glenn Close?
I don't know. It would seem
Fatal Attraction, baby.
I'm always curious about those kind of movies, whether or not the stars, when you see that real heat they have.
I had some weird feelings. I was still like a little kid trying to figure out my body at that point. and I would watch Fatal Attraction because that's what your parents would let you do. But if you're in a Latin family, they don't know what rated R means. And I would watch it and be like, oh, there's a stirring.
Yeah.
Something's going on here. What are they doing in that elevator? I want to ride an elevator. I had no idea what was going on.
She was nasty in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? She's very pretty.
Right.
And there's something nice about her being so scary. The
As
first
far as-
part of the movie, she's very hot. When she boils rabbits, not so much.
Dr. Michael Brady, who specializes in sexual health as medical director of the Terrence Higgins Trust, told the Associated Press that oral sex could have contributed to Douglas's cancer, but it was difficult to pinpoint a single cause. That's my point.
So he's just alleging.
But it's
they don't know.
It's weird to say that that's what it is.
Hey,
It's
if he
almost
wasn't
like,
a smoker, I understand, but he was a big time smoker beforehand.
said pointed out that Douglas had been a smoker and a drinker, two factors that he said are the most common causes of oral cancer. So you don't know what's going on.
I know where he got it.
Where?
Because Mike, it wasn't recent, but in 1971 he began a 6-year relationship with your lady, Brenda Vaccaro.
There she
And
is
that's
again.
a walking, talking cancer cell right there.
It's just weird. And
Scary.
if the movie was not on HBO, if the movie was in theaters, I would say he was doing this just to get some pub for that. But
Pub or
it's just it's a little weird.
Speaking of publicity,
Yes.
our friend and great friend of the program and great interview, the Bunny Ranch owner.
Oh, Dennis Hoff.
Dennis
Yes.
Hoff.
Yes, bailed out Scott Thorson.
Yes.
Bailed him
Who
out
knew
of
he
jail.
was in jail?
But did you know there's a price on it? Is that Dennis is requiring him to have surgery to look like Dennis Hoff?
It looked like Dennis was wearing that same sparkly shirt that he
Well, I'm
wore
sure he has more than one.
when he when he came out.
I
and
saw that
us.
on TMZ and I was like, this guy is a promotional machine. And who
Right
knew
on top of it, so to speak.
that Liberace's ex-lover was in jail?
It's so funny. There's a picture of them outside of the jail after he got bailed out, and it's Dennis and Scott Thorson,
Yes.
and then all the hookers that are
Of course.
sitting around
Yeah.
there.
Do you think that I think Michael Douglas, although I don't remember it being documented, he probably was banging Kathleen Turner because they made like 3 or 4 movies, right?
Oh,
I mean,
War
he
of the
was-
Roses.
he
And
was
also the Romancing the Stone.
Yeah.
He was the
franchise.
classic leading man with all
Yeah.
these, these different ladies. And I wonder about that every time I see any Ethan Hawke and Angelina Jolie in that one where she pretends she's faking the pregnancy.
Right.
And he's like a serial killer, but they have this huge, unbelievably passionate sex scene. There's the picture.
Oh, may I say-
Show the guys the picture of this.
Oh, you'll love this. It's classic
That's,
Dennis Hoff.
Dennis Hoff.
That really
That is best.
No, Mike, I think that's a silver shirt. I think he wore a gold one to
Yeah,
our
you're
show.
right. You're
yeah,
right.
so he's got them in every color. Every metal, I guess. I don't know how you would call that.
Where did Liberace's fortune go?
I'm not sure.
Does
whether-
anybody know exactly where it went? Because
I don't know what he did with it.
I think he was a tremendous spender, and when you buy jewelry and furs and
Yeah.
gowns, it's not a renewable resource.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I just saw on Entertainment Tonight, late night last night. I was just gonna get to bed after. By the way, Game of Thrones kicking the nuts. Watch this week's episode if
Is
you
this
want.
week's
Oh
episode
my
good?
god, it's like a. You know, yeah, I'm not even ruining for you.
I've
Watch
had-
it right after the show today if you have time.
I have had 3 people online make reference to the
I will
last
not
night's Game of
spoil it
Thrones.
for you, but tomorrow I will talk about it.
It's not the finale, is it?
No, but watch it.
Hoff tells TMZ that he decided to help out Thorson, who has stage 2 colon cancer, because he was not getting the proper treatment in jail. Hoff says he will put Thorson up at the Bunny Ranch until his sentencing to make sure he receives his treatments for cancer, not the typical ranch treatments.
And because I'm a classy guy,
Yes.
I'm not going to make a joke about how he must have caught that cancer. I'm not going to
Yeah,
do
is
it.
that guy making statements?
and it comes full circle.
It does, so to speak.
How he caught
you
his
know what?
butt
I
cancer.
think that Liberace lost a lot of money making the Liberace Museum. For some reason, I seem to remember he built a big self-promoting museum that was a money pit.
So on ET Entertainment Tonight, they had a whole segment where they go back to what was his mansion.
Yeah.
And it's in foreclosure. And
I imagine they would have sold
for
it
a
after
long
he
time
died.
ago. I imagine, but you look at that house to the opulence that it lived in before, just like kind of Neverland,
Right.
For Michael Jackson. You sit there, you're like, you're right. You can't live that lifestyle without continually making money.
That's right. He needed to do a yard sale.
It's
Liberace's yard sale.
Hey, it's working for me. We're going to take a break. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, it's news you may not need on the Mike O'Mara Show. Yeah.
It's one of his blasé vocals,
I
Mike.
love the Doors. Nothing about the Doors I don't like. I swear to God. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment of news you may not need is brought to you by RC Kitchens. Your kitchen may be the most important room in your home. Now, get it done the right way with our good friend at RC Kitchens. Rory Callahan can give you a hand-built, all-wood, top-quality set of cabinets for about the same price as the mass-produced brands. Contact Rory at RC Kitchens to get Mercedes quality at Prius prices, and they can do a lot in one day besides an entire kitchen. They can do storage for books and toys, home offices, even built-ins for your TV, your entryway storage, and yes, mud rooms.
Scott Thorson had a mud room.
Hey, oh, come on. I'm doing a commercial here.
Just kidding. Just a joke, trying to lighten the mood.
Go over. God, from D.C. to Delmarva, RC Kitchens takes the frustration out of remodeling. I'm Rob Spiewak. I don't care about making money on the Mike O'Mara Show, so I'll make an anal sex joke in the middle of a commercial.
Oh, is that what that was?
See, I was just trying to talk real estate.
Contact Rory Callahan and his crew today at 301-537-3515 or at rckitchens.com. They are the best.
From around the globe, across the nation, looking through your neighbor's window, the Mike O'Mara Show now presents News You May Not Need. A comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, news you may not need.
Actors Bradley Cooper and Glenn Close are among those gathering today at the White House for a conference on mental health, organized as part of President Barack Obama's response to last year's shooting at the Connecticut elementary school in Newtown. Although the one-day conference was a response to gun violence, its agenda is much broader and includes a discussion of insurance coverage for mental health care and substance abuse, recognizing the signs of mental illness in young people, and improved access to services for veterans. The overall goal is reducing the stigma of mental health problems and encouraging those who are struggling to get help, and we are all for that.
Do you think they were chosen because of their roles? He was in Silver Linings Playbook, and he had mental issues in that, right?
Yeah.
And she's a nutty one from Fatal Attraction. Do you think that's the tie-in?
And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know, don't hold me to this, but I think they might actually have battled some of these issues in their own lives. I'm not sure, but we'll have to wait.
It's a great cause.
In Boston, nearly 16 years on the run, and 2 years after his arrest on charges, he played a role in 19 murders. James Whitey Bulger is about to face a jury.
He looked good coming off the plane, didn't he?
A judge will hold... Don't laugh about him. I'm still scared.
Oh,
a
you're
judge
fine.
will hold a final pretrial conference on Monday before jury selection begins Tuesday for the trial of the reputed Boston mob boss.
He had shackles on his feet, Mike. You could outrun him at this point.
What was his story? I have no idea.
The Town. He's the
That was him?
He's the Jack Nicholson character.
Yep.
Or is it no, The Departed. The Departed.
That's him?
He's kind of loosely based on Whitey Bulger.
Yeah.
A big, old, a chieftain in Boston underworld. That's what
And
he
when
did.
you lived in that area, you remember his name?
Whitey Bulger?
Yeah.
Oh, everybody knew Whitey Bulger, baby. That's the way it works.
Did he have some sort of cover that made him look legitimate in any way?
His cover was the neighborhoods that he lived in. He would just assimilate. These are very similar to the guys that are in the Italian mob as well. They would vanish into the cities, and they were protected. And you've just got to. I think that a similar type of guy would have been the florist.
Yes,
that you
in
saw
the town.
in the town. He's 83. He fled in 94 after being tipped off he was about to be indicted. He remained a fugitive for more than 16 years before being captured in Santa Monica in June of 2011.
Do you wonder what your quality of life is as a fugitive, if it's even worth it?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not a criminal, so I wouldn't know that. I'm an
Attaboy,
honest man
Mike.
who doesn't who sells things at a good bargain at yard sales.
I do remember the one thing about Whitey Bulger, the only contact I had with him is when he gave me the Battleship game. Nice guy.
Actually, that was your name when you read your first Playboy magazine.
Whitey Bulger.
Robbie Bulger. This is an interesting story, and this is where I feel for celebrities and their battle with the paparazzi.
Okay.
Angelina Jolie made her first public appearance over the weekend since announcing her double mastectomy. She accompanied Brad Pitt to the London premiere of his new movie World War Z, along with their sons Maddox and Pax. I think she said she got a great reaction from people. She loves the support, but it's still.
How's in Iraq?
Yeah, I mean, really, that's what it's all about. It's about, hey, here she comes. She's got fake boobs. Okay,
right.
wow.
Well.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, it is, and it's a no-win, and it's weird. Again, I think it's weird it's brave the way she announced it.
Right.
But she put herself in a situation where only a real powerful Hollywood player could do it.
Yep.
And it's kind of the price she has to pay because she put herself way out in front
And
of
again,
everybody.
it falls into the category of a brave move on her part. I
true
believe
enough.
that. Fast and Furious 6 was a hit last week.
Yeah.
You go see it?
Nobody would go with me.
Why?
Everyone that
'Cause
I
it sucks.
associate with thinks I'm a mental midget because I want to go see it.
It's the first bomb of the season following it. The Will and Jaden Smith sci-fi movie After Earth made just $27 million.
Jaden.
That's Will.
So
Do that
cool.
again. I like that.
Jaden.
It's Will's worst summer debut since his very first wide release, Made in America, came out in '93. Will's new movie did even worse than the Morgan Freeman Magician movie, Now You See Me, that looks like crap.
Oh, that is bad.
Some people are alleging that this movie, the After Earth movie, and again, it's alleged, but it's a love letter to Scientology.
Oh, really?
Did you hear that yet?
Ooh,
I'd be curious to hear
that.
that. Yeah.
More this week on the Entertainment Report with Oscar Santana.
Thank you.
I love it.
Time to get to our next story, ladies and gentlemen. Fast food bathrooms are universally recognized as being disgusting, correct?
I love them.
Well, this is a very bad sign.
Okay.
According to a study out of England, but one we're pretty sure would apply over here too, 60% of fast food places, in 60% of them, the ice in the ice machine contains more bacteria than the toilets.
Nothing like a fountain soda, though.
For this study,
That can't be true at Five Guys with the Coke machine.
For the study, researchers swabbed the ice from their drinks and the toilets at McDonald's, Burger King, and KFC, and at about 3 of every 5 locations, the ice contained bacteria, including things as serious as E. coli.
If you had to guess, of those businesses you mentioned, who would have the worst bathrooms? Because one jumps to mind for me.
I would say KFC.
Me too.
Thank
I would
you.
think because there's
Really?
that people that are really serious about getting their eat on.
All the food with their hands and their hands and
a lot
hands.
of you know
I've
what?
never been.
Finger food there,
Yeah.
biscuits, and the only thing you eat with a fork is the coleslaw.
That's a good point.
Based on everything we knew about childbirth since the history of mankind, it's the most painful thing anyone can ever do. We've been talking about that recently in Pain Control with my lovely wife, Carla. Just because the lady parts are involved, there's nothing sexy at all about it. It's, you're giving birth. That's
It's
what
tough,
it's all deal. A new study found about 0.3% of women actually have that special moment when they're giving birth.
What?
Wow.
The moment of ecstasy. I don't even know if this is radio friendly, if I can use the word.
Well, I think we all
The
know
big
what you're
O.
saying. Yeah, I think we
the
know what you're
researchers believe that it's because the physical feeling down there is enough to cause those women to have the big O, even though there's absolutely nothing sexual about it.
It's very common when Michael Douglas is the attending.
I'll do a little research on one of my favorite websites, see if there's a category.
It's graduation
You know there is.
season, which can only mean one thing. It's also the season where we hear about idiot adults getting into fights at their kids' graduations. Now, I'm going to
wow.
I am going to a high school graduation. This is an elementary school situation.
What?
This graduation brawl comes to us from Michael R. White Elementary School in Cleveland, Ohio. Last week, 2 teenagers were at a graduation ceremony for kindergartners at the school. Right there's your first problem.
Well, that is a problem.
It's graduation for kindergartners. I don't believe in it. One of the teenagers, spilled some punch on one of the kids.
What a dick.
They started fighting each other, and apparently one of them grabbed a pipe. I would assume it's one of the teenagers.
Yeah.
Then the other one grabbed a hammer. Then
Chad Ram.
As well as the teenagers, other adults and teenagers from their families jumped in and started brawling as well.
That's ridiculous. Why would they be in a mood to fight at a graduation?
Because they're trash.
Well, they are trash.
Yeah, I would think that maybe there's cousins.
Yeah. And next time you have a graduation, put all the pipes away.
8 people were arrested for aggravated
Just
rioting.
stack those pipes over there in the cafeteria.
Lock them up.
Yeah, isn't that weird? You're at a kindergarten graduation. Hey, grab the pipe.
Yeah, you're in the cafetorium, and there's a big stack of pipes.
Where are you getting? Where's the graduation taking place? On this set of West Side
Put
Story?
down that Bunsen burner.
It's weird. 8 people were arrested for aggravated rioting. Luckily, no kids were hurt. That's
That
the
is
important
lucky.
thing.
Yeah.
And now a little something.
I like this.
If you needed more proof that perverts are the most creative criminals, here's 39-year-old Brian Whitehead.
Bulging whitehead.
From Bristol, England, to restore your faith in the power of deviance. Brian is on trial right now of an incident last September. He was at a bar, shocker, and apparently put a camera up a woman's skirt to try to take a photo.
Oh, that's nice.
The entire thing was caught on the bar's security cameras, but Brian explained to the cops he wasn't trying to take an upskirt photo. He says that he held a lighter under the woman's skirt because, quote, maybe I was trying to light her fart. It could have been a joke. For some reason, no one bought that, and now Brian's facing one charge of committing an act of outraging public decency. That sounds like a British charge, does it?
It does.
You are committing an act of outraging public decency. But he should plead not guilty by reason of the greatest excuse ever given to the police.
Yes, I think
Thank you very much. We will take a break. Come back with Rob and his magic audio vault on the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody.
Too many teardrops.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. It was just a couple of weeks ago when I put a call in to the good folks at CB Lucas.
The best.
Because I thought that I had a broken thermostat.
Yeah.
And the response was so rapid and so kind, and they were here within 3 hours. I got a call back within 7 minutes. And when they got here, they informed me that I had put the batteries in the thermostat wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
Because my system was put in by CB Lucas, and it doesn't break.
No.
But sometimes they do break.
Well, the thing is, Mike, your AA battery skills are less than stellar.
Summer is almost here. The dog days, we've had some of those hot days already. Whether your system just needs a tune-up or replacement, CB Lucas is your best choice to keep your home cool all summer long. No sales gimmicks, just quality service and installation at a great price. CB Lucas also has special 0% financing for 48 months on qualifying train systems for TMOS listeners in the Northern Virginia area. For all your AC heating and plumbing needs, we've talked about them for a while. They are the best because they care and they respond quickly. And they're, it's not just putting in the system. They're with you after the fact as well. I love CB Lucas.
Take care of you, buddy.
Give them a call, 855-CB-Lucas, or click their ad on our website. And now, without further ado, let's open up the audio vault for Monday, June 3rd, 2013.
Mike, I think it is one of your favorite TV shows of all time, isn't it?
I love All in the Family. I truly do.
Groundbreaking, still funny to the day. I think a lot of people, when they think back on All in the Family, they remember how ahead of its time socially it was, but they forget that it's funny. And I watched a lot of clips this weekend. And
you would never have a show, Oscar, like this again. You would never.
You can't.
The racial content is so strong, and it is so, like, the theme of the show. You wouldn't have it. It wouldn't be allowed. And listen, Norman Lear, the guy that created All in the Family and worked with Carol O'Connor, you're talking about some people that were civil rights-minded people. They literally made this show. They went into this show saying, we're going to make fun of how ridiculous this mindset is.
And this is during the period where people were still trying to get out of...
I think it's 1970, 1971.
So basically...
This is after the 60s, the civil rights 60s,
Oh, so people had been forced to open up their eyes, but they still hadn't.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
And have they really still? I mean,
True.
They really haven't, I think. But really, we looked at this, and because at its core was racial sensitivity, and I really do believe that. They were looking at, the Archie was the bigot, and he was the bigot that we laughed at. I will always think of All in the Family that way.
You're right.
At the same time, some of the funniest moments that I've ever seen on TV.
If you've never treated yourself to it, and the entire episode is on YouTube, it's a free download. Watch Sammy Davis Jr. coming to Archie's house. Cool. It is just a perfect 22 minutes of television.
And what's funny is, on that particular episode, it was not the fact that Sammy Davis Jr. was black, although that was a part of it.
Yes.
The main thrust of it was that Sammy Davis Jr. had one fake eye.
Do you want sugar in your eye?
Oh, my God.
That's one of the great
whatever you do, don't say anything about his eye. And then Archie Bunker, instead of trying to be clever, they just went right for it. Do you want cream and sugar in your eye?
It was so great.
Oh, Jesus.
But anyway, the reason this comes up is that I believe at age 90 this weekend, we lost Jean Stapleton, who played Edith. And here's her voice here.
Songs that made the hit parade.
The way that the show succeeded, in spite of her voice, I
Yes.
think speaks well of it. Here is a scene, Mike. You very seldom make an audio vault request. You wanted an All in the Family moment. This is a scene I like from an episode when Edith, who did not drive, had an accident at the shopping mall because she was shopping, And Archie is sick of her mentioning the fact all she wanted to do was buy some cling peaches.
And he referred to her as the dingbat.
Yeah, this is a great example of her, Edith Bunker, and the cling peaches all in the family.
I knew you liked cling peaches.
Yeah, I heard that before.
And heavy syrup.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I know. Why don't you tell me how much I've told you so far, then I'll know where to begin.
You ain't told me nothing so far except cling peaches, which is coming out of my ears. Now, don't say them two words no more, huh? Start your story after the cling peaches and get on with it.
Well, Archie, I had an accident with a car.
What?
Oh, are you all right?
Did you get hit?
I didn't get hit. I hit the car. Oh, you don't drive.
Yeah, and even if you do, we don't have a car. How did you hit a car?
Well, that's where the... You told me never to say those two words.
What are you trying to tell me? That you hit a car with a can of cling peaches?
That's right. You see, I was coming out of the market with my shopping basket full of... And there was Mrs. Duncan with her new baby. I took a peek in the carriage, but I couldn't see the baby too well. He was all swinged up.
Will you get on with the story?
Anyway, I knew I had to say something nice about the baby, so I went, "Oh, isn't that a beautiful baby?" And when I went, "Oh," the shopping basket got away from me, rolled down the hill and smashed into this parked car and scratched the fender. And then this can of in heavy syrup jumped out and made a big dent in the hood. It was a freak accident.
Safe home, Gene Stapleton.
Yeah,
and you know what I always thought was
absolutely.
cool?
That was nice.
Is after that show ended, she refused to ever do the voice again. She said she doesn't like to look back. But we do have every episode.
And the great ones do that occasionally. And, she didn't want to be Bob Denver, to be honest
Exactly.
with you. She
You're
didn't
right.
want to be going to, the shows, and a lot of, people that, because she was an actress, classically trained actress.
good one,
did
too.
a lot of stage work, and, really for all those moments, like growing up when I was a little kid, sitting with my family, and, having a moment where your family all laugh together. I think we've got Modern Family today where a lot of families probably sit down together and watch that show. That was the one for us when I was growing up. It was fantastic.
Samuel L. Jackson said on Reddit, which is, I guess, a social networking site of some sort, he said that if we can raise $125,000 for Alzheimer's, he will do a specific monologue to reward everyone who gave the money. Well, they made it. Here's Sam Jackson saying thank you.
We did it, Internet. It was because of you, and you that this was possible. We've raised over $125,000.
That's awesome.
Look what we've done for Alzheimer's.
He's a great and a neat guy, and the monologue he chose, I think you're going to enjoy. Here's Sam Jackson rewarding everyone, and it's not too late to contribute, rewarding everyone for raising all that money.
I'm quitting acting and pursuing a life of vigilantism. I've been given the gift of an incredibly intimidating voice, and I intend to use it to strike fear into the scum that plague our good streets. Listen to this. Hey, you, motherfucker! Stop doing all that crime! See? Now, who wouldn't stop after that?
See?
How about this one? Yo! Knock that motherfucking crime off! My hope is to leave this very dark world just a little brighter than when I found it before my time is through.
Mike, stop doing all that crime. And I just think it's great that he used that to raise the money, and a really neat job. I closed today. It's hard to beat a good animal noise.
Right.
And this one will hit home with you because it's a pug. It's a pug mix, actually. Right. And to say this dog has an unusual bark might be an understatement. He's trying to get in. Like all dogs, they'll sit on a porch for a certain number of moments, and then they scratch at the door. And if the scratch doesn't work, they bark. Thank God Beluga does not sound like this.
My God.
You human, right?
Sounds like a human.
Real? Yes. And you know what? I know you have your complaints about Beluga, but at least Beluga does not sound like that.
Oh, my
That
God.
is your magic audio vault, everybody.
Amazing. Thank you, Rob. Really, we don't have to do any sleuthing on that story at all?
I guarantee it. That's a real
gremlin.
thing. Yeah.
That is scary. Thanks a lot for listening today. Our show is brought to you by the best darn grilling accessory known to mankind, the Man Grate, everybody. You love it. Oscar loves it. Oscar makes these himself in his own foundry.
Yeah, he has it in his basement.
Yeah, we do it out of my Pueblo.
Steak and chicken, all the food is great. No flare-ups either, and no dry meat. We hate dry meat, Oscar.
Yeah. Made in America, baby.
Man Grates bring steakhouse quality to your house. Named one of the best grilling accessories by Men's Health Magazine. Man Grates. Go to mangrate.com. Enter the code TMOS, and to get our special price, just $19.99 for our custom Mike O'Mara Man Grates and the grill brush. You don't have to say that again.
All right.
The Man Grate Grill Enhancement System. Check it out today, everybody. Tomorrow, Oscar will talk about Man Candy Mondays and too many abs. We got to get out of here. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
I know. Now that the show's over, don't forget to sign up for your free trial of Personal Capital right now. Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click the Personal Capital banner, or go to personalcapital.com/TMOS. Again, click the Personal Capital banner on MikeO'MaraShow.com, or go to personalcapital.com/TMOS.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.